I'm going to play guitar over a backing track and then analyze what I did, tell you what I liked and what I didn't like. Let's try it. Let's do a backing track by Quist today. He's an awesome musician. I'm going to do the Sweet Groove C minor track here. He's got 6 solos, by the way. If you want to get some inspiration, you can watch him play these beautiful solos at the beginning. But I'm just going to jump into the track here. Let's take a look. At the beginning of a solo, it's a good idea to start as small as you can because it gives you a lot of room to grow. By staying on the G string here, just one string, and playing one note for a long time, it adds a lot of weight to that note so that any note I add after that note feels like a big deal. Everything's relative, so if I start out my solo by playing a lot of stuff, then I need even more stuff for things to sound like they're moving in an upward direction. Whereas if I start with very little stuff, I don't need very much more stuff to add to it for it to feel like there's growth. Each of these notes I'm adding is just making a big impact because I took so long to get to it. And also I was hanging out at this like middle part of the guitar range for a while, so there's a lot of impact now that I'm arriving at a lower part of the fretboard and hitting the low E string. Well, the A string, and now the low E string. Lots of room to grow still, even though I'm adding a lot more notes, because you can build in terms of note density, how many notes you're playing. You can build in terms of range, how low or how high you're playing, and you can also build in terms of dynamics, how loud or soft you're playing, which means that when I have maximal phrasing and high stuff, it's going to feel pretty big later in the solo, I hope. Two things I'd like to point out there. The first is this cool phrasing thing I like that's when you bend. On the way down on the bend, you do a little slide, a quick slide. So you bend, and as you're going down, you slide. It's got a nice vocal-like inflection to it, which I really like. And then I played this scale, which is a pentatonic scale, a 5-note scale. It's G, A flat, C, D, E flat, and then you repeat it up an octave. G, A flat, C, D, E flat. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not your regular, like, standard minor pentatonic that you might be used to hearing. It's a different pentatonic. And I really like to use it to get from different parts to the neck to other parts of the neck. Mostly like moving like an elevator from low stuff to high stuff. So like G, A flat, C, D, flat, G, A flat, C, D, F, G. It's a great way to move from here to here. And it's nice for quintuplet phrasing because it's 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. Thought that might be cool to show you. I like that phrase. I started out with a very kind of meek version of the phrase, which was like very subtle. Not playing it like super hard, like it was kind of weak sounding, but then I repeated it again with the whammy bar and made it seem like it grew. The whammy bar's creating a lot of energy here, which is cool, but I would like to be a little more precise with my whammying. I try to be like really rhythmically tight with how I bend with the whammy bar. You know, like da 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 in that instance. Just trying to create clear rhythmic accents with the bar. And when I do this kind of stuff, I don't like it as much sometimes because it feels a little more rhythmically squishy and murky. Whereas stuff like this, I like how that creates an articulation. But I think it still sounded cool in this case. That's a classic. You play a harmonic, like the G string 7th fret, and then you go up a half step, and then down 2 whole steps. Just by using the whammy bar. Alright, so overall I think it's a pretty good solo. I think it could have gotten bigger. I feel like I left a lot of room for things to grow, but it didn't grow enough. I could have had a higher gain patch that I switched to towards the end. Could have used a little bit more like emotional, like strong articulations, and it's like it would have been cool maybe if I ended it rather than like a kind of crumbly octave where I didn't quite articulate as clearly as I'd like to. It would have been cool if I ended on something like just something really punctuated and really sure of itself, a really concrete ending. The truth is, nobody, I think, is listening to your solos the way you're listening to your solos. You know, here I am judging every little thing, saying lots of stuff that I liked, you know, but also other stuff that I didn't like that might be completely different from what you liked or didn't like. And the goal here isn't to get too in your head and overly analytical about the soloing. It's just, I hope by talking through what's going on in my head, maybe you get some new ideas, some things you'd want to try, and also maybe think of some things to look out for that might be limiting the dynamic potential of your solos. You can make your solos a lot more interesting if you just keep things really simple at the beginning. Give it a try. Hope you like this new format. Let me know what you think. And if you'd like to check out more of my music lessons and my courses and study with me one-on-one, check out benlevinmusicschool.com. Thank you very much. I did it.